what made you gravitate towards grant writing?
I think grant writing kind of gravitated towards me. I don't know that I gravitated towards it really, but in a sense, maybe I did because I was always a reader.
Mm-hmm.
I was always a reader, and for grant writing, you definitely have to be a reader.
Right.
So I've always loved reading, but how it actually technically happened was I graduated from the University of Maryland with my bachelor's in government administration,
Mm-hmm.
and I could not get a job, and I got hired by McDonald's, and I was working for McDonald's for $6.50 an hour, which my sister, Shioni, actually got me that job. So while I was there, I was working there for almost 4 months, and I was applying everywhere. So this government contracting agency hired me to be a box cutter. So in those days, when someone applied for a grant to the federal government, they had to mail in their grant applications. Now they just hit a button. The way I do it now, I hit a button and it gets delivered, transmitted. But back then, you would have to mail it in. So they would get large, massive amounts of boxes, and they would need people to cut the boxes. So there I was with my 4-year bachelor's degree, and I was just a box cutter. I had a box cutter, and I opened the boxes, and took the boxes out, and organized the applications in a way that the reviewers could follow to review the applications. So I was there for a little while, and my supervisor left, and then my manager was like, would you like to be the supervisor of the box cutters? So then I did that, and then after a while, a grant reviewer left. And so my supervisor asked me again, would you like to be a grant reviewer? Because I had the educational background, and I was always a go-getter anyway, so she saw that in me. Yay for Denise. She's definitely still very much a mentor for me today. She was a great manager. And so I was a reviewer, but when I was a reviewer, I would notice that in the grant applications, they would make a lot of little mistakes. And I would be like, oh, why don't they do this, or why don't they do that? But I think because I had that insight of reviewing applications, I kind of knew. So I worked there for 3 years, and then that company did not get their contract renewed with HUD to continue. So we had to get jobs. I located a job somewhere else, but I thought to myself, I could be a grant writer to help these people to write their applications. So I typed up some letters on my little virus-infected computer from college. This computer was on its last leg. And before I actually typed up my letters, I went to the library and I got a book about how to start a business. And the book said, create a name, create an address, create an email, create a logo, create a business plan, identify your target audience, identify your price list, identify your products. And I sat there and typed up all these things like, I'm gonna have my business. So I typed up some letters and mailed it out to some prospects. And 6 people hired me that first year, and 5, so I submitted 6 grant applications. 5 applications won my first year. So my first year was extremely successful, and each of them got $250,000. Oh, so since then, I've been like, oh, wow, I've got something here. So the next year, it just continued until here I am today. And to date, we have won over $100 million for clients.
That is awesome. Are you proud of yourself?
I am. I'm super, super ambitious, so I am proud of myself, but I always want more. Like there's this insatiable desire. Like God put something inside of me that I'm always wanting more. Because I remember your father always reminds me about this. So he said to me that I told him one year, like, all I want is just 20 clients. If I just get 20, because my first year I got 5 clients. Because one person hired me to do 2. So my first year I had 5 clients. So I just thought to myself, if I just have 20 clients, I would be set. Last year we submitted hundreds of applications. It was like, need more.
Oh my goodness. Well, that is truly an interesting story when it comes on to how, you reworded the question of it kind of found me. I didn't find it. And that's definitely interesting to see how you leveled up in such a way where it's like, when I was a kid, I wasn't thinking about this. You probably didn't even know what grant writing was. And I know that a lot of my listeners will, how we see grant writing is not how you see grant writing.
Yes.
Grant writing to us is student college grants, all these things. It's like, oh, she's a grant writer. Like, can you write me a scholarship? So,
or can you write so that I can start my business? So that I can get some money.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so much more. It's so many areas of grant writing that you taught me. I didn't see it anywhere else. And to know that, you have housing, you have nonprofit organizations, you have these different, places where people are working as grant writers. I thought grants just came out of nowhere, really. To be honest. I really thought the organizations just put out this grant that, hopefully people will apply for it. But I love it.